Hello everyone. Welcome to the class of Construction Equipment Installation Project. In this video, we will talk about the installation of fire hydrant water supply system. In this section, we will learn about the installation process of fire hydrant systems. We have all heard that in order to do a good job, one must first sharpen their tools. The foundation of installation engineering pricing is mainly to learn materials and construction techniques well, becoming the tools for us to learn pricing. Firstly, let's take a look at the installation process of the fire hydrant system. Installation preparation. Main pipe installation, riser installation, fire layered main and branch pipe installation, fire hydrant and branch pipe installation, pipeline pressure testing and flushing, fire hydrant accessory installation system debugging. Let's first take a look at what preparations are needed for installation. First, carefully familiarize oneself with the drawings. Select materials based on the construction plan, technology, and specific measures for safety briefing. Measure dimensions, draw sketches, and prefabricate processing. Secondly, review the construction drawings based on the on-site situation. Check whether there are any intersections or improper arrangement of the coordinates and elevations of each pipeline. Third, check whether the embedded parts and reserved holes are accurate. Fourth, check whether the pipeline fittings, valves, equipment, and components meet the design requirements and quality standards. Fifth, arrange a reasonable construction sequence to avoid cross-job interference and affect the construction. 2. Main pipe installation. The installation of fire hydrant system pipes should use pipes according to design requirements, and carbon steel pipes or seamless steel pipes should be selected according to pressure requirements. Common connection methods for steel pipes: welding, threaded connection, groove connection, flange connection. Galvanized steel pipes should avoid welding as much as possible. Threaded connections are used for DN100 and below, while groove connections are used for DN100 and above. 3. Riser installation. First, when installing the riser in the vertical shaft, clamps should be installed on the pre-embedded iron parts in the pipe well to fix it. The supports and hangers at the bottom of the riser should be firm to prevent it from falling down. Secondly, when the riser is installed openly, holes should be reserved on each floor slab, and the riser can be inserted into the structure to reduce the number of riser interfaces. 4. Fire layered main pipe installation. First, pipelines that require galvanization should undergo pressure testing, dismantling, and galvanization before other pipelines are installed, and then undergo secondary installation. Secondly, the position of the top pipeline should be coordinated with other system pipelines. 5. Fire hydrant and branch pipe installation. There are two forms of installation for fire hydrant boxes. One is open installation, where the box is placed on the ground or hung on the wall. And there are two types, hanging and standing. A concealed installation, where the box is embedded in the wall. When installed on lightweight partition walls, reinforcement measures should be taken. Third, fire hydrant valves have single outlet and dual outlet dual control. The center of the valve is 1.1 meters above the ground, with an allowable deviation of 20 millimeters. Pressure testing and flushing of pipeline. Installation specification requirements. First, conduct strength and tightness tests on the pipeline network as required to verify the quality of the project. The testing point is located at the lowest point of the system pipeline network. The specific testing process can be found in the relevant design specifications. Second, flushing needs to be carried out in sections. The flushing sequence is carried out in the order of dry, riser, and branch pipes. After the pipeline flushing is qualified, no other operations that affect the cleanliness inside the pipeline shall be carried out, except for the prescribed inspection and restoration work. Installation of fire hydrant accessories. The installation of fire hydrant accessories should be carried out before the handover. The fire hose should be folded and placed on a hanging rack, or rolled up and tightly coiled inside the box. The fire water gun should be placed vertically on the inside of the box, and the self-rescue water gun and hose should be placed on a hanging card, or at the bottom of the box. The connection between the fire hose, water gun, and quick connector is generally tied with 2 strands of 14-gauge lead wire, with each strand not less than 2 turns. When using the clamp, add a lead wire on the inner side. When there is an electric control button, attention should be paid to coordinating with the electrical profession for construction. 8. System debugging. The system debugging mainly includes water source testing, fire pump performance testing, and roof fire hydrant testing. First, water source testing should check the pressure and flow rate of outdoor water source pipelines. Verify the capacity of the roof water tank, the number of fire water tanks, water pump couplings, and whether the water supply meets the design requirements. And conduct a water supply test with a fire truck. Second, the performance test of the fire pump should be started automatically or manually, and the fire pump should be put into normal operation within 5 minutes to reach the design flow rate and pressure. Third, roof fire hydrant test. Check whether the water pressure of the roof test fire hydrant and the pressure at the lower floor fire hydrant meet the design requirements. Apply pressure to the system through the water pump adapter, and check if the water column of the fire hydrant water gun meets the design requirements at this time. Watch video.
You're right. What is the process of installing galvanized steel pipes? Do you know? Like other parts of fire protection engineering, to be installed in the appropriate position and check if the relevant buildings are completed. Basic closing process, like plastering, paint, tiling, etc. If not completed, we need to notify the general contractor to do it well. Pay attention to the water pipe dimensions shown on the drawing during installation. First, use fish silk thread on the ceiling and walls. Make a centerline reference for the water pipeline route. Pay attention to coordinating with various industries. Then install the pipe joints according to the construction regulations and clean the outer wall of the pipe. Apply primer and top coat to pipes and joints. Then twist the pipe material teeth according to the construction drawings. Choose suitable accessories. At this moment, to open the tooth part of the water pipe, apply approved anti-rust paint. Then use hemp root and water pipe adhesive tape again. Wrap up the upper teeth position. Attach appropriate accessories using standard flanges or mute mouth accessories. Connect the pipes properly. If connecting to the west adjacent water pipe, we need to determine the appropriate water pipe. Dig the groove according to the connection position. The depth should follow the instructions of the factory. Put on the rubber ring. Tighten it up again. That's enough. The entire process. Pay attention to the pipe joints, stability of accessories and galvanized steel pipes, and the advancement of legal regulations and design. That is to say, the requirement of the headset, especially the requirements for the bottom of the ceiling beam and the height of the suspended ceiling pipelines for different purposes. Suitable ribbon must be added as a classification indicator, and add arrows indicating the direction of water flow for the convenience of future maintenance. Now it's time to talk about the process of installing underground water pipes. According to the design requirements, hidden underground water pipes, divided into galvanized steel pipes and ductile iron pipes. What about before starting work? Be sure to check if the cushion layer is well done. Attention must be paid to the depth requirements stipulated by the law. Accurately connect according to the construction regulations. For example, connecting with Titan, mechanical connection or Guna connection. All installation requirements must be accurate. According to the manufacturer's instructions, all connection positions must have sufficient support price. Concrete seats should be installed at the corners to stabilize the pipeline and the installation position of the fire hydrant. Be sure to follow the building drawings approved by the fire department. Come and install. That's how it works. Pay attention. All fire hydrant switches have water quality. To meet the requirements of the water department, the installation depth cannot exceed 500 mm.
Reflection, searching through the atlas. What is the installation height of the fire hydrant? The answer is 1.1 meters. This is the complete content of this video. Welcome to continue following other videos of the course, Construction Equipment Installation Drawing Recognition, and Construction Technology. Thank you.